Hey guys, what's going on, visionaries, and hello beautiful people. I am so excited to be talking to you today because guess what? We are finished with our Envision Your Vision interviews, and I am so happy that I was able to interview all the candidates, all of the contributors, everyone who took the time to let me pick their brain about the vision that they have. So I want to say a special thank you to every single person that was a part of the Envision Your Vision interview. Thank you for taking time out. Thank you for allowing others to hear your story. And thank you for being a part of the vision that I have for others to learn more about your story and how can they get started in doing what they need to do for their vision. So thank you, hats off to you. That is awesome. So what I wanted to do tonight is, first of all, after thanking all those who have watched, and if you haven't had a chance to watch, go on Myartofvision.com under the interviews tab and you will see every single contributor. You'll see their story, you'll see how to get in contact with them, and take the time to learn about their story and find out what it is that they did in order to see if it works for you as well, because it is here to motivate you, inspire you, and help you with your vision. So why vision? So we're on this topic of vision, and I'm on this topic of vision, and I thought it would be a great idea to have a candid conversation with you guys, and this time hearing it from yours truly, Esther Darius, and hear what it is that I have to say concerning vision, but just knowing why vision. Why talk about it? Why make a big deal about it? What is the sole reason that I care so much to advocate about vision? I don't even know where to start from, so I'm gonna try to, and I'm just letting y'all know this is really candid. I did not practice. I did not write any notes. This is all gonna come from the dome, so it may be a little choppy. That's kind of sometimes how I'm thinking sporadically, but I'm gonna let you guys know what it is, okay? So when it comes to the conversation of vision, I think the reason why I even came to this position is because a couple of things a couple of things transpired in my life, and I think that's how I kind of stepped into this moment of talking more about vision, and then me realizing that it was even something that I cared about. Now, I want you guys to know that when it comes to the conversation of vision, it is not detached from the conversation of purpose. When we talk about vision, you have to realize that purpose and vision go hand in hand. They're like brothers and sisters. You can't have a purpose without a vision, and you can't have a vision without a purpose. You know, I usually say a plan with no vision is just an idea, and an idea without a plan is just a dream. So what does that even mean? So the reason why I said these things are brothers and sisters to each other, because at the end of the day, God has purposed every single person here on earth, period. I don't even have to go after that, because first of all, you have to realize that you are purposed. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you're here today, and that's something I didn't know. And this is kind of how that conversation about vision come from. I didn't know that. I didn't begin to understand purpose until maybe later on in college. I did not really fathom the idea or even gave it a second thought growing up that I was actually here for a reason. Sometimes we kind of pick up certain habits and pick up things in life because that's what our parents teaches us. That's what our environment teaches us. So we sit here and we believe that, okay, I just got to do what was said to me when I was growing up. I have to, go to school, get a good education, find a great job, get married, have kids, get a 401k. That's the American dream, right? Isn't that the purpose that we all have? And that's that idea that starts to sink into certain people's minds. This idea that what is in front of me, what I see, and what it is that people have presented to me is all there is to have. And that's what I believed. So I never had this idea of purpose until one day, a young man by the name of Esther Darius, who is now my husband, he called me out of the architecture building one day. We were sophomores at the time. I went to FAMU, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University in Tallahassee, and I remember that night he called me out of the architecture building and he said, hey, come, I want to talk to you. And we we sat in the car, and I was just so happy because I had, the school year was getting, it was close to ending, midterms about to be done. And, that's where my headspace was. We started talking, and then he asked me this question that I had never even thought, somebody called you to a car. You think you're about to be caked up. But that's not what happened. He asked me a question that I could not answer. And it was, what do you think your purpose is? And I can't remember if I was offended, or I was just having a slow moment, or I was just really confused. But he asked me, what do you think your purpose is? And no one has ever, up until that point, asked me that question. Because you see, what happens is when you grow up, you're usually being told what to do. Or you get this question where they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? You usually get this question about, what do you want to be? Not who you want to be, and why do you believe you are who you are? You don't get those questions growing up. You get the plain old, what do you think? Or someone will tell you, you know what, this is what you should do. So when he asked me that question, I sat there and I'm just like, kind of brushed off. I don't know. And I just started literally pulling out of my bag things to tell him, like, okay, let me just tell him this, let me just tell him that. But I really could not answer that question. And though I was in college studying architecture, felt like I had a good head on my shoulder, I knew exactly where I wanted to go, I didn't necessarily see where I wanted to be. And I also could not fathom the idea that I was actually here for a reason. And that's why vision is important. Now, don't worry, I'm going to unpack more, but I want to have this conversation with you guys to tackle why vision. Why is it so important? And I want to debunk this idea that vision is only when you are supposed to be starting a business. You're only supposed to have a vision statement if you're going to start a church or you're going to start a nonprofit. That's the only time a vision is necessary. A vision statement, they will say, or a mission statement. But that's not true. Vision is necessary for every single part of your life in order for you to now tell the things around you, what is it that you prefer for that future that you have for yourself? It's being able to see beyond what your eyes can even see. I listened to Miles Monroe, and he gave a great analogy of vision. And I hope I don't butcher it, but it was this analogy of this little girl who was on a cruise with her father. And everyone is looking out. I guess they're getting closer to the horizon of where their destination is. And the little girl asked to be put, the father picks up the little girl to look out. And she said, Dad, I see farther than my eyes can see. And when I heard that little story, I was just like, wow, that's vision. Seeing further than your eyes can see. You see, my eyes right now, I'm looking at a camera. I'm looking at the wall behind the camera. And that's as far as I can see. But then true vision would be my ability to see past what this video can do for you. I said a word right there. But what I want you guys to do is, as we debunk and unpack all this about why vision, the first homework I want to give you guys is, what is my purpose? Now, don't kill me now. I'm not saying you're going to know it just by writing it. But if no one has ever asked you that question, the same way no one had asked me that question before my husband did when we were in college, I want to ask you that question. What do you think your purpose is? And if you don't know what that purpose is, I think this conversation is for you. Let's start unpacking why vision. Because remember, vision and purpose are brothers and sisters, so they go hand in hand. So as we have this conversation about why vision, I want us to also talk about purpose. So that's all I got so far, because this video would be too long if I kept going, y'all. But I am so excited to have this conversation with you because, of course, yes, I have my Envision Your Vision interview. I have my Myartofvision blogs. but I wanted to give you some concrete information. So if you like what you see, please follow me on IG at art_of_vision. Actually, I messed up. It's actually art_of_vision. And then also myartofvision.com, where you can see more of the interviews, the blogs, and other information that I have there for you. So stay tuned, because I have more to tell you about vision.